Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lasha here. I know it's been a while. It has been a while. I said that in the last video, right? It's been a while and I'm back. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Can we just take a second to give a round of applause to all of the working mothers who are YouTubers? Can we just... I don't know how y'all do it, okay? I have been intending to make video after video, and every time, you know how it is, mommies, something comes up, something happens. My schedule is very busy, so I have not been able to catch up. But amid the very catastrophic, COVID-19 that's out right now, finding a little bit of extra time at home, so I'm gonna be pushing out content for y'all. Content that I've owed you for a long time. I am so behind. Like right when I almost got us caught up, now I'm back behind again, because the baby's 7 months now and I'm only starting the second trimester video. So forgive me. But I still want to share my experience with you. I still will have great content for you because I have been documenting everything along the way. So even though we're not right on track with my current life, I am going to be catching you guys up during this COVID-19 time, get you right caught up with where I am at, and then we will flow together in the present. Until then though, I'm gonna catch you guys up, and I'm excited to get some content out to you guys again, because I love sharing my experience, and I loved watching other women's experiences as well. So I wanted to give that as well in case someone else comes across my videos and enjoys, learning from my experience. So yeah, we are going to start this video talking about my second trimester pregnancy symptoms and what it was like for me in my second trimester. Okay, so jumping right in. Second trimester begins from weeks 12 and it goes to week 28. That is the bracket in which your second trimester is in, and it is awesome. The second trimester was my favorite. You feel so much more energy coming back to you. You feel more like yourself, and it's the fun season. I mean, you start showing more. You feel pregnant. You look pregnant. The ultrasounds are more fun because baby actually looks like a baby. It's just, you find out the gender. It's just, there's all the fun stuff is squished into the second trimester. It's amazing. You feel amazing. You finally feel like yourself again. The nausea subsides and you start to just get more energy again and just feel like, hey, I'm doing this pregnant thing. I'm doing it. So the second trimester, my all-time favorite part of being pregnant. So I'm going to start right at week 12. So the misconception is sometimes that, oh, my first trimester's done and then my nausea and all that stuff stops. Maybe that's someone else's story, and God bless you, hunty. But for me, honey, no ma'am. I still had nausea. Week 12, I was still nauseous. But I was less nauseous than I was in the first trimester. So that was nice. The constipation started and that sucked. But thank God, out of everything, I think that only lasted about a week or a week and a half. Just a couple days in between where I kind of felt a little constipated. It's normal. The baby's starting to grow and push down on all your organs. Things are moving and expanding and getting out of the way for baby to continue to grow. So yeah, it can create a little bit of digestive issues, including constipation. I felt a little bit like hormonal and emotional, just like everything. I was a little sensitive, and I'm not normally a sensitive person, so yeah, definitely those pregnancy hormones were flowing at this time. A lot more hormones because baby is creating, things are moving through my body right now, or at that time. So I experienced a little less nausea, as I said. I started to be a little gassy and yeah, that was fun. But one thing I noticed about my body, other than the obvious changes, were just my breasts started to hurt and feel a little painful, and my nipples were like protruding, y'all. They were like, we're gonna try to reach down and feed the baby right now. Maybe if we just pop out a little bit more than we already do, we can say hi. I think that's what was trying to happen. It was interesting. But yeah, that was that. And then at week 13, continued growth in my breasts, and nipples. And so I went ahead and bought some new bras. I bought nursing bras because I knew I would need them, you know, once the baby got here. So I went ahead and did that. Again, less nausea in week 13, increased energy, but I started to experience what's called round ligament pain. So round ligament pain is completely normal part of your second trimester. It's painful. Round ligament pain, it's like in your groin, like pelvic area, you just feel like this sharp pain, and it's just from the weight of baby. Like, you know, baby starts to weigh down on certain parts of your body, and it brings pain, it brings a little bit of pressure, but yeah, I started to feel that round ligament, you know, sharp pain at week 13. Week 14, I continued to feel breast tissue growth, round ligament pain, a little less nausea, but this is the first time that I got rhinitis of pregnancy. So that's another normal part of pregnancy. What's happening is, you know, as your blood vessels begin to increase blood flow, they swell up, you know. So you get a stuffy nose due to increased blood flow in your mucous membranes, and you feel like you have a cold. And so when it first happened to me, I was freaking out, like, oh my goodness, I'm getting a cold. No. Because getting a cold when you're pregnant or breastfeeding, no fun. You can't take anything. Everything is off limits, basically. You got to do all the natural route. I was making like ginger, garlic, lemon, honey teas and whatever else to kind of try to help me get over colds and stuff when I would get them, because oh my goodness, you can't take anything. And I used to say like, oh, after I'm pregnant, I just gotta make it through pregnancy because then I can take stuff. Nope, I'm breastfeeding. Still can't take anything. He's 7 months, still can't take anything. However, good thing that came out of it is I truly can see my immune system getting stronger and learning to fight things on their own and not depend on meds. So that's kind of been cool, because yeah, I haven't all this time been taking anything. So it's been over a year of just not taking any meds. I haven't drank coffee since we started trying. The stimulants and like caffeine and meds, I haven't taken anything. So yeah, interesting. But yeah, anyway, rhinitis of pregnancy, you get a stuffy nose. So don't freak out if you get a stuffy nose in your second trimester. You're most likely not sick. It's probably just caused from the rhinitis of pregnancy. 15 weeks, I had round ligament pain and I started to get headaches, which started to make me wonder, like, am I having a boy? Because all my friends who have baby boys said, you know, they got a lot of headaches, you know, very strong headaches while they were pregnant with their boys. So I was like, oh, am I having a boy? Am I having a boy? I had increase of nasal allergies and the rhinitis still really bad. And at 15 weeks, this is when the kicker came. Heartburn. My goodness, the heartburn was so bad. I was just trying so hard to hold on because, as I already told you, I don't believe in taking anything. Some of the stuff that they even say is safe during pregnancy, I try to just stay away from taking anything. So the heartburn is so bad, and at week 16 I finally couldn't take it anymore, because fire, you guys, fire was coming up my esophagus and out of my throat and out of my mouth. It was just, oh my goodness, everything just was on fire. I couldn't take it anymore. So yes ma'am, your girl took some Tums. Cluck, 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 cluck. Thank you. I took some Tums, y'all. I didn't have time to play with that heartburn. It hurt so bad. And if you saw my baby, he was born with a head full of hair. Just born with it. Inside joke. You'll find out later what's going on with his hair. It's funny. But he was born with a head full of hair. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, it makes sense, because that heartburn was real, okay? And they usually say, like, baby has a lot of hair, you'll feel the heartburn. So that was week 15. Week 16, I took the Tums. The heartburn was just overbearing. And this is when I started to have to get up for frequent bathroom visits throughout the night. Right at week 16, it was like, oh my goodness, I'm getting up to use the bathroom a lot. Baby's pushing down on those digestive, you know, your tract. So that's it. You gotta pee. You gotta use the bathroom. You gotta go. And a little trick to that though is if you just lean forward, let your body push all that down and let it all come out. Stay there for a little bit, even when you think you're done, and then just lean forward, push the rest of it out. You'll lessen the amount of times you get up. But you're getting up more when you feel just the littlest, you know, your bladder just gets a little bit and you're like, I gotta go. you know. So lean forward. That's a little trick. Actually, Hoku, shout out to Hoku. She gave me that tip when I was pregnant, and I was thankful because it definitely lessened my trips to the bathroom when I was able to just make sure I get as much out as I can when I was going. Then I can get more sleep, which you want to get when you can, because later on you can't, and after you have the baby. Well, what is sleep? What's sleep? What's sleep? I could sleep now, but I'm gonna get you guys content. See, that's what happened. Y'all wouldn't get content because I was like, let me get some sleep. So yeah, so take the sleep while you can, while you're still sleeping good, before you get too big to sleep good and baby's kicking too much at night for you to sleep. So get your sleep now before baby starts kicking you too much for you to sleep, or you know, your belly gets too big for you to get comfortable enough to sleep. Girl, own that sleep, girl. Get that sleep. So yeah, so week 16 I took the Tums. The heartburn was really bad. I had to use the bathroom very frequently in the night. I had intense breast pain at this point. The headaches, you know, were still increasing. The crazy dreams. Oh my gosh. Let me tell y'all. My dreams while I was pregnant were insane. They were so vivid. It was crazy. So one dream, I'll just give you an example. One dream I had, I was on a safari. I had on the full decked out safari gear. I'm driving the little safari truck and I'm talking to these people, and then we jump out of the truck and I'm just showing them, you know, the beauty of the safari land, and these bees start attacking me. They start swarming me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, get away from me. And I woke up like, and my husband's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, ah. And I'm like, it's a dream. It was a dream. Okay, it was a dream. Oh my goodness, it was so vivid, and I had to keep saying, like, it was a dream, Lash, it was a dream, because I could still hear the buzzing of the bees. That's how vivid these dreams were. Y'all ain't ready for vivid dreams like the dreams that come to you when you're pregnant. And all the preggy mommies say, amens, amens. This is so true. Let me tell y'all something. You're not ready for these dreams. They're crazy, okay? And another crazy part, which I guess it's safe to say that night times become more adventurous when you're pregnant. You got more adventures, more funny stories to share with, you know, your friends, and to enjoy with your husband, because let me tell you, it's hilarious. So another kind of, it's funny now, but it wasn't funny when it was happening. Another thing you get in the second trimester are night cramps. Let me tell you something. Night cramps are not the business. I am sleeping peacefully, soundly, enjoying my rest, when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my calves decide to go from 0 to 100 real quick. And I just wake up screaming. I'm just sleeping, and next thing I know, I'm like, and my husband's like, what's wrong? And he just starts praying for me, and I'm like, oh, thank God for a husband who prays. I'm so glad that was his first reaction, because I needed it. Oh my goodness, I was screaming. Oh my goodness, Lord help me. It was so painful. And some of you might be saying, you know, Lash, I've had a cramp before, big deal. No, honey, no. Listen, honey. When you have a cramp, when you're awake, you're fully aware that a cramp is coming. You can feel it creeping up on you. When you are sleeping, when you are sound asleep and least expecting it, it just goes to 10 right there. Just in an instant. You don't feel the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, you just feel asleep, and then you feel 10. That's all. That's it. That's the progression, and it's crazy. So as I said, evenings become more adventurous than you probably expected them to become in the second trimester. So me and my husband had a good laugh afterwards. Of course, after I was done being in pain, I was exhausted from the experience. So I'm already exhausted from the pregnancy and working and ministry and all the things that I'm involved in. And then next thing you know, here I am just, you know, exhausted from cramping all night. It was so funny. I was breathing so hard, and I'm like, thanks honey, thanks. And he's like, what happened? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I couldn't talk. I couldn't explain it to him because I was just in such instant pain, woken up out of my sleep in such instant pain. I didn't express it well. Thank God he just prayed for me and waited until, you know, I was okay enough to speak. But yeah, I couldn't tell him what was wrong because I just was like, ah, ah, ah. You know, I'm just grabbing my leg and I'm like, ah, ah. It was crazy. So that was week 16 was eventful. So after an eventful week 16, we had week 17 where I continued to have heartburn, and this was the first week that I really noticed my feet beginning to swell. Okay, you know, your blood pressure drops a little bit and it creates a little bit of dizziness when you stand too fast. Wait, let me do that again. So after a very eventful week 16 into week 17, I continued to have heartburn. And this was the first week that my feet began to swell. I noticed some swelling in my feet, especially, you know, I was working and whatnot, so being on my feet for a while, a long while would create, you know, a little bit of edema in my feet and swelling in my feet. So yeah, I had that going on, and then I started to feel dizzy if I stood up too fast. So what happens when you're pregnant, there's a lot happening, first of all, and one thing is sometimes your blood pressure can drop a little bit. And so that will make, when you stand up a little too fast, you get up out of bed like you normally would when you're not pregnant, and you'll just be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I started seeing stars and getting all dizzy and whatnot. Yeah, that can happen to you. So I had to start learning from week 17. I had to start learning to rise slowly out of bed, turn very slowly, plant my feet for a second, take a deep breath. I started keeping water bottles next to the side of my bed, drink some water, get my system going, stand up. You know, I had to start learning to slow things down a little bit. As great as you feel in the second trimester, you still don't want to overdo it, and you want to be mindful of what's happening in your body. A lot is going on. Your body is working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you just want to take care of yourself and be careful, be mindful of how your body feels. Don't shut out things that you're feeling. You know, be mindful of what you're feeling, identify what you're feeling, do some research, call a doctor, do whatever you need to do if you're concerned. Because I was concerned about feeling dizzy. That's kind of, I don't want to pass out. But I learned that it was, you know, maybe I'm getting up too fast, and I tested it a few times, and yeah, I was like, okay, doc, that's what it is, getting up a little bit too fast. So be very careful with things like that. I continued to have vivid dreams. I think I was a knight or something. One of them, it's like they're so vivid, but they're so crazy too. It's really funny. But you wake up just like, oh my gosh, because it felt so real. A couple of times I started to think, at 17 weeks, I'm like, is that gas? Or is that baby? I can't tell. You know, is that gas or baby? I know I went out to dinner with my family on this week. I remember it so vividly. And we were sitting there at Big City Diner. Whoop whoop. Shout out to Big City Diner in Pearl City. And I was like, oh my goodness. I ate and I just felt like tingle, 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 tingle. And I'm like, oh, is that baby? You know, I was like, is that my food moving around in my, you know, stomach? Or is it gas? Or is that baby? I started to get really excited. Like, oh my goodness, am I going to start to feel baby? And so at 18 weeks, I'm continuing to feel what I think are movements, but I'm not sure because it was my first pregnancy. I don't know, you know, and it wasn't quite feeling like the tickle and tingle that a lot of my friends were telling me it was going to feel like. So that's another thing. Everybody's pregnancy is different. Even though we're sharing our experiences, your experience may not be the same, but then there's experiences that might be the same. So for me and how it felt for somebody else might not feel the same way for you. You might get the same thing, but it feel different, or your body responds differently. So for me, feeling the movements didn't feel like what people were telling me. So I wasn't sure, and then later I found out, like, yeah, that was baby moving for sure. Sometimes it was baby, sometimes it was gas. I would feel it, because I'd be like, oh, is that baby moving? And then I would pass gas and be like, oh, no, it wasn't. But yes, 18 weeks, I definitely was starting to feel it. Feel movements, small movements. My appetite increased, as well as the feet swelling and the leg cramps. I still was getting swollen feet. I still was having night cramps, except for this time now I knew what they were. My husband would know what to start doing. We got used to it. And what helps a lot with the night cramps? Stretching. I would stretch before I went to bed. So there's a lot of things you see that can really help you physically. Getting up slower, being mindful of those types of things, stretching your legs before you go to bed, and you know, just to prevent the cramps from coming while you're sleeping. All of those things help. Drink lots of water, break up that lactic acid in your muscles. So in week 19 and 20, there wasn't a lot of difference in between those weeks. I felt pretty much the same things. Strong baby kicks, strong baby movements, tickles when they kick, when he kicks, excuse me, when baby kicks. A little bit of nausea if I took too long to eat. But at 20 weeks, oh my goodness, I woke up one day with the worst tooth pain. I don't know about you, but I hate tooth pain. I hate having tooth pain and back pain. Those are two things I cannot stand having. And I was just like, oh my goodness, my tooth hurts. What am I going to do? I started looking it up. I'm not supposed to get dental work done. I'm pregnant. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I called my dentist and they're like, Lasha, just come in. Let's talk this through. I'll call your gyno. We will, you know, make sure that everything works out what's best for you and baby. But you will stress yourself and baby out, allowing yourself to just stay in pain, because it got to the point where I couldn't sleep. If I am in so much pain that I can't sleep, I gotta do something about this. So I went to the doctor and it turns out, like, I guess one of my molars chipped or something, and he's like, it's best if we just extract it. Like, and I'm like, extract it? What? Don't you guys gotta give me all kind of stuff for that? No, you're not gonna don't give me that. Don't give my baby that stuff. Like, I was just so like, oh my gosh, no. And my dentist was like, trust us. We will call your OBGYN and just make sure that we, you know, stay along the guidelines that will be safe for you and the baby. But you need to get this tooth out, because if it's causing you that much pain, you don't want to stress yourself, your body, and your baby over that. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, if you're not getting any sleep, that's not good for you and the baby either. And I'm like, this is true. Okay, I'm gonna do this. So I ended up going to this orthodontist, and you know, they gave me some local anesthesia, and oh, you should have seen, I was just such a mess. I didn't want to take anything. I did not want to let anything happen to this baby. You feel this innate thing within you to protect this child even as they're in your womb. And I just was like, no ma'am, hold on, give me a second before you give me the local anesthesia. I need a minute. So yeah, so they gave me the local anesthesia, which was just a shot in my cheek. You know, they pulled the tooth out like it was no issue. They gave me some instructions on how to take care of it with the syringe, make sure no food gets caught in it. And I was on my merry little way, and everything was okay. They did give me Tylenol to take afterwards. I did not take the Tylenol. I'm so bad. My mom is like, Lasha, take the Tylenol. And I'm like, no, they already gave me local anesthesia. Like, that's already enough. That's enough for my baby system. I'm not gonna take the Tylenol. I'll be all right. I'm a G, and I'm gonna be all right. But yeah, I didn't take Tylenol. It healed up fine. I wasn't even in that much pain afterwards. It was fine. No problems. I just was glad. Honestly, the pain that I was feeling before I got it was way more intense than the little bit of pain of the aftermath of it being pulled out. So I was sleeping like, I don't care, I can take this. This is good. Good night. And I slept good. So yeah, things happen, man. You just gotta roll with it. And I just was praying and trusting God, because I'm like, woo, this is crazy. But yeah, I definitely got a tooth extracted while I was 20 weeks pregnant. So at 21 weeks, I felt strong kicking baby movements. The baby just, he was a kicker, let me tell you something. He kicks. And a little weird thing that I noticed, and I was in a mommy group. Another recommendation, join mommy groups, join pregnant women groups. They're so much fun. I found them to be so liberating. I found them to be so much fun to just talk and say, oh my gosh, is this happening to you guys too? And they're like, yes, this is crazy. And us just learning together and figuring this whole thing out together. It's awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm still in those mommy groups. I'm still in a September babies mommy group. We had so much fun. And we still have so much fun with our babies, sending pictures of their growth and development all this time together from pregnancy to birth. It's been great. So I want to encourage you, join a mommy group, get that support you need, get that comfort you need. Sometimes you're like, oh my goodness, this happened, is that normal? When, you know, 500 women from around the world tell you it's normal, you're like, okay, great. Because you can't call your doctor about every little thing, even though I'm guilty of calling them for things I probably should have just waited for. But anyway, you can't bother them for every little thing. So it's nice to just talk things, you know, not so medically serious. Don't get me wrong. Hey, if you have a medical issue during your pregnancy, see your doctor immediately. Call your doctor immediately. But little things, just like, what I'm about to talk about. Did you feel your baby kick when you went number 2? I used to feel my baby kick when I would go number 2. It was the strangest thing. I don't know why when I go number 2, I don't know if he was just like, yeah, there's no space up in here, mama. Thank you for the space. Woo, he was getting crowded up in here. I don't know if that's what it was or what. Or I don't know if he was just pushing down on it and then it would come out and he just was helping. I don't know. But when I would go number 2, I would feel baby kick extra, and it would just be so funny to me. It was the most hilarious thing to me. And that everyone in my women's group or pregnancy group said the same thing. So I was like, oh, I'm not alone with such a weird thing. I'm not alone. Because I do have some friends who had kids, and everything I ask them, they're like, no, that didn't happen to me. And I'm like, so what am I, cyborg? Like, what's happening here? Like, so it felt really good to go on my women's group and like have, you know, a wider range of women to talk to about it, and they're like, no, yeah, I experienced that, girl. Totally experienced that. So it makes you not feel so weird. But yeah, it's cool to join in those experiences together. So I felt the kicks when I go number 2. I felt the round ligament pains, and I felt the increase in appetite. Honey, I was starting to get hungry. I needed to eat, and I needed to eat now. Give me some food, and I would just smash some food, let me tell you. And I held, for my height, according to my doctor, from my height and whatnot, from my stats, I did really good as far as weight with my baby. Like, I didn't gain more than I needed to. I didn't gain too much. So I did really good. Baby's 7 months now, though. I need to get in that gym, honey, and get it going. But you know, breastfeeding alone isn't gonna do it anymore. So yeah. But anyway, I did really well with weight, and but yeah, my appetite increased, so I was smashing food. So yeah, that was life at 21 weeks. At 22 weeks, I started to feel stronger baby kicks, especially at night and after meals. So when I would lay down on my side, oh goodness, baby would kick and twist and turn. And anytime I ate, he was doing the, ooh, that tastes good, mama, dance. He must have been loving it, because he moved around a lot after I ate meals. At week 23, I started to feel even stronger baby kicks. I mean, baby was kicking me. I'd be talking and be like, woo, kicking me, okay? And with his cute little feet, oh gosh. And I still had the headaches and you know, here and there, but unfortunately at 23 weeks I did get a bladder infection. So I asked the doctor, like, what's going on? How come I got a bladder infection? And he just said, hey, Lash, it happens sometimes. The baby is bearing down on your digestive tract, and sometimes, you know, your bladder, as he's pushing down on your bladder, sometimes some of the urine gets stuck in or stays in, and bacteria builds, and next thing you know, you have a bladder infection. So I was really bummed. I was like, what? How? You know? But yeah, so especially, hey, mamas, when you're out and about, no shame. If you have to use the bathroom, use the bathroom. I had to get very acquainted to using public bathrooms. I think that may have attributed to having a bladder infection, because I was holding it like, oh, I don't want to use the bathroom here. I'm going to go home. I got to go home. So I just started, hey, if I feel it for a second, if I'm walking and I feel like even just the littlest bit, I'm going to the bathroom. I started to just get accustomed to doing that, because I was like, I don't got time to play with bladder infections and stuff like that, especially while pregnant. There's not much you can take. But they did give me some antibiotics that are safe to take when you're pregnant. So really and truly, my whole, like, I ain't taking nothing, got bust wide open in the second trimester. I ended up taking a bunch of stuff, getting local anesthesia for my tooth to get extracted, and antibiotics for my bladder infection. I was just like, you know what? I can't be worried about it. I'm going to pray for protection of my sweet little baby. I'm going to trust these doctors who are ensuring me that they're prescribing me things that are safe during pregnancy. And I'm just going to do what I got to do. Also, at 23 weeks, we waited a little bit longer to find out, but we found out the gender of our baby. Our gender reveal video is up. If you go take a look at some of my other videos, so precious. We had so much fun. You know, we popped a confetti and it had like blue smoke that came out with it, grenade. It was so wonderful. We had so much fun. My husband and I just really enjoyed taking the time to put that together in celebration of finding out the gender of our sweet, sweet, sweet baby. So we waited a little extra time. I had actually gotten the results a few weeks before, but I gave it to my sister and I let her go ahead and do what she needed to do to order the stuff. And you know, I planned it for a date a little bit farther away to make sure all of my close friends could be there. Unfortunately, I couldn't invite as many people as I wanted to, because that time was graduation season and we could not find find a venue that could hold, you know, enough friends. So we're like, okay, we'll just do it at our house in our rec center. We can only invite, I think, like 15 people or something like that, or 20 people. So we just kept it really, really close friends and kept it really intimate and private, and it was so much fun. We really enjoyed it. We had such a great time. But it's just another one of those really fun things that you get to enjoy, you know, in your pregnancies. The second trimester is finding out the gender of your baby, as well as seeing those ultrasounds where baby just looks like a baby. It just makes it so real. You know, it really makes the experience, like, it feels so surreal, right? You're just like, I can't believe I'm pregnant. Wow. You feel the kicks and you're like, there's life growing inside of me. So when you get the gender results and when you see, you know, this little baby in the ultrasounds, you're just like, oh my goodness, this is real. Like, this is real life. It's the best feeling in the world. So at week 24, I started to really feel the baby's growth. Like, I could tell, wow, baby is growing, baby's getting bigger. And I also started to feel it in my body. I was getting heavier. Baby was sitting, you know, real heavy. And I started to get really swollen ankles and feet on a regular basis. I would get headaches here and there. And because of the swollen feet and the headaches, I started to have a little fear of preeclampsia. I was like, oh God, please no. Please, please, please no. But yeah, I started to get a little fear of preeclampsia. But I just tried to make sure I watched what I ate. And so I noticed a little waddle when I walked, and more just really strong movements from the baby. At 25 weeks, I started to feel the baby's hiccups. Oh my goodness, the most surreal feeling. It's so cool. You're just like, wait a minute, and you feel your stomach, like, I could feel it, like, you know, and I was like, what is that? And I asked my doctor, I'm like, I feel this feeling, like, I don't know what it is, doc, something's wrong. And he's like, no, it's hiccups. He has the hiccups. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. My baby has the hiccups. Oh my goodness, this kid had the hiccups all the time. And then we laughed so hard when he was born because he always had the hiccups. From 0 to 3 months, always had the hiccups. I mean, every 5 seconds this boy had the hiccups. So it was really funny to us, because we remembered in my womb him having the hiccups. I remember one morning, I'm laying on my bed. My precious husband prayed over me every single day of my pregnancy in the morning before he would go to work. And so when he was done praying, I was like, babe, check this out. And I pulled his hand and put it on my belly, and he's like, wow, what's happening? I'm like, he has the hiccups. It was just so cool to be able to share in that moment right there. It was perfect timing, because come on mamas, y'all know how it is. You feel the baby doing everything, somersaults, kicking. I mean, they might as well be doing Zumba in the womb. But as soon as daddy comes and puts his hand on there to feel for himself, baby stops moving, and you're like, come on kid. It's really funny. But yeah, it was really cool to share in that moment and just let hubby feel him having the hiccups, and letting hubby feel the strong baby movements, and you know, they're happening more frequently. So you're just so happy. Like at 25 weeks, you're on cloud 9. You feel those baby hiccups, you know, you feel the baby moving so much, and you know the gender already. You're dreaming about your little baby, and it's amazing. You know, you're past the halfway mark, and you're just like, oh my goodness, you know, you're just on cloud 9. There's no words for the amount of joy that I felt during this, you know, this part of the second trimester. It just was like, it's like you finally get the hang of being pregnant. You're just doing your little pregnant mama thing, and it's fun. You're just really enjoying the experience. At least I was. At 26 weeks, I started to feel very painful leg cramps. I mean, I thought the other ones were painful, but oh no, here's some even more increasingly painful leg cramps. But lots of baby movements, lots of bathroom visits. So things start to kind of regulate now. Just lots of baby movements, lots of bathroom visits, you know, some leg cramps and funny business at night. But other than that, doing well. At 27 weeks, baby movements, bathroom visits, but I'm feeling great. I feel a lot of energy. I feel like I could do anything. And this week was also very precious to us because we got to do the 4D scan, which I'll display some pictures somewhere. But that was precious to really see the features of our baby, to see, oh wow, look, he has dad's this and mommy's that, and it was just precious. We really thoroughly enjoyed it. I recommend that to anybody. Go get your 4Ds. They're so fun and it's so nice. I love to his newborn pictures next to some of his 4D scans are so cute, because you're like, wow, look, he's making that same face, you know, he's doing that same thing. it's just so precious. So yeah, we loved being able to do that. So at 28 weeks, the final week of the second trimester, I started to feel a little bit of fatigue again. Here we go. It's starting already. I'm like, come on, man. I'm supposed to have one more week before third trimester starts, technically. So I started to feel the fatigue again already. Baby is moving like crazy, and you can see the baby moving when your belly moves now. Okay, take a look, take a look, take a look. Isn't that so cool? Baby is moving. You can see the movements from outside the belly. You can see the kicks. You can see his elbows sometimes sticking out. You can see his butt. His butt, when it would pop outside, it was just so cool. Like, being pregnant is so cool. There's actual life growing inside of you. It's the most amazing feeling in the world, hands down. My opinion, but yes, hands down the most amazing feeling. So at 28 weeks, that was it for me. Baby was just moving so much, and you could actually see the movements. So I would eat dinner and then go rush to lay down and be like, look what he's doing, look what he's doing. Oh, it was so much fun, so much fun, so much fun. So it's great. The second trimester was wonderful. We spent a lot of time just dreaming and being so excited. We found out we're having a boy. We got to see more of his features as he was growing bigger, and we experienced some challenges and hurdles that we had to overcome. But at the end of the day, my second trimester was incredible. It was my favorite part of my pregnancy. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. So yeah. That was my experience in my second trimester. Coming up next, I will have the third trimester video for you. I will have it. I got time now, y'all. So I got you. It's coming up. Thanks for joining me for this video. As I said, everybody's experience is different. I'm not saying you'll have my experience, but I just wanted to share my experience with you. So God bless you guys. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you share this video with your friends. Watch it with your other pregnant girlfriends. Continue to follow me. Go check out some of my other videos too. I got some great content that's up for you already. So go check it out. Alright. See you guys.